This is Paul. Yeah. Just thinking about that vine. Yeah. 8:15. There was another service. Let's see here. Yeah. Return of service. Yep. 8:27. Why isn't that on the vine? See, it looks like there's some fake law enforcement. Yeah. The vine has on it the service that I received in the library. Yes. But it doesn't have this return of service. Now, considering it's the next business day that you put these return of service on the public court record, yeah. Why isn't that on the vine? Well, let's see. I was in the library. Yeah. Just searching for a date. Go to date. Yeah. Mm. I was in the library on August 15th. Yeah. And 2015. Yeah. Let's see here. The 17th was a Monday. Yeah. And then there was another service on August 27th. Yeah. That one should be on the vine. Yep. And you probably served the individual on the 26th? Yes. Because you were open for business on the next day. Why is this return of service on the vine and that one isn't? Did you serve somebody other than the respondent? Um, of all of the protection orders that have been issued against me, yep. Have all of them been put on the vine? Yes. Well, let's see. Return of service in July 30th of 2013. Yes. Was that put on the vine? No. The temporary protection orders, the order for protection on August 30th of 2013. Yes. That was probably put on the vine. Yep. But when did you put the? Well, I'm concerned that there's fake law enforcement. Yes. That has been making fake arrests. Yes. Because of fake victims. Yes. And fake perpetrators. Yeah. That decided to use the judicial system to get paid for fake crimes. Yeah. And every time I tell you right now, you decided to torture me for the last 8 years because of your fake law enforcement. Now, if the return of service for when you actually served me, yes, is on the vine at 8:15 of 2015, yeah. It was issued on the 31st of July, yes. You can't put it on the vine unless there's proof of service right now. Can you? Can it be put on the vine unless there is actual proof of service? Yeah. Who is the individual that served me in the Squim Public Library? It wasn't the Squim Police Department. They asked me afterwards, did I get a copy of it? Yes. So obviously, it was not the Squim Police Department because they wouldn't have asked me, did I get a copy of it? There's no need to ask an individual if they got a copy of the protection order if you're the ones that served them. Yeah. So who was it that served me? You, you don't seem to understand. I'm wanting to sue you and have you prosecuted. Have you prosecuted for false arrest, false imprisonment, yes, fraudulent mental health evaluations, kidnapping, conspiracy, treason, war crimes, and I'm wanting to have you prosecuted and tried in courts throughout the world. Yes. Now let's say that This dissolution of marriage included a parenting plan, yes, that requires me to have a mental evaluation and treatment as required, yes. And you didn't give me any notice of court hearings. No, I didn't have any criminal record. Mhm. And you took my sons and gave them to my wife without any due process of law. Yes. Without the jurisdiction of the United Nations. Yes. And you absolutely refused to acknowledge the laws of the United States. Now, I'm wanting you prosecuted for war crimes. I'm wanting there to be a global understanding. Look at Mr. Big Right Toe in my left fist. Now, I know you want me in jail because you put me there quite a few different times. Yes. For crimes that I had no involvement in. Yes. And you refused to exonerate me. Now, I'm not the criminal. But when I consider exactly what these prosecutions have been, yes, they haven't had any photographs of crime scenes. I didn't see any photographs of them. No. There was no statement of the petitioner or any other witnesses that say that they witnessed it. Yes. There was no domestic violence supplemental report form. No. There was no 9/11 call recording, copies of a dispatch or statement of the victim. Now you're wanting to completely destroy my life. And I'm wanting you to be removed from my life so that I can enjoy yeah, my life. And you keep refusing to enforce my rights. Now, you could have Marilyn and my sons come over here to the library. Yes. And you can inform me that you've removed all the fraud from the judicial system of the United States. Now, when we look at these vines, yes. hmm I'd like to know how many of the vine entries were based upon the accusation of domestic violence and child abuse, where the petitioner decided, well, if you put it on the vine, they say they're a victim. Yeah. And if you say that you're a victim, yes, it should be that it's a crime. And since it's a crime for those in law enforcement, they have all these requirements necessary to prosecute. Now, since those in law enforcement, yes, to be prosecuted, yes, for domestic violence or child abuse have these requirements necessary, what makes a court think that the same requirements would not be necessary? Yes, if when filling out the parenting plan, you don't have all this documentation. What's the difference? You, well, let's just look at it for just a quick second here. Okay. I gave you another copy of it, right? And it's fillable. It's a Word document. Oh, these are the requirements necessary to prosecute any individual in law enforcement. Yes, and this is the guidelines of the Washington State sheriffs and police chiefs. Yes, and you can say in a parenting plan that the individual has domestic violence problems. Yeah, child abuse, serious parenting problems, without all the same requirements to have to prosecute a police officer. Yeah. Now, how you can do that makes absolutely no sense to me. Yes, because if a parent has one or more of these problems, yeah, these are not problems. No, these are actual crimes. The same requirements to prosecute an officer of the law requires the same documentation of child abuse and neglect. Yes, that being abandonment. Yes, neglect. Child abuse. Let's say that you are a police officer and your spouse accuses you of child abuse. 911 phone call right now. Patrol officer. Yes. Everything necessary to convict you of the crime of child abuse must be required when it's the parent's name. Yes. That they accuse of child abuse. Domestic violence, parent's name. Yes. See, what you did was you changed, yes, a problem. Yeah. Now, a parent has one or more of these problems. Yes. But if you're in law enforcement, those problems are called crimes. And those crimes have the requirements of what I just explained to you right now. You cannot mark as a problem child abuse.